Hello, dear students. Today we discuss about LC oscillations. First step, consider LC parallel circuit connected to a battery B through a two-way key as shown. This is L, this is C, connected to a battery B through two-way key. It has three terminals, 1, 2 and 3. This R is the resistance associated with inductor, because inductor is made up of wire and wire has a resistance. So R is resistance of winding of L shown separately in the circuit. R has been shown separately because it is associated with inductor. Now second step, charging of capacitor C. We have to first charge it. So when contacts 1 and 3 are closed, 1 and 3 are closed, C gets charged. 1 and 3 are closed, circuit becomes like this. When 1 and 3 are closed, capacitor C gets charged. Now when charging takes place according to equation Qt is equal to Q max into 1 minus e raised to power minus t divided by RC, where RC is the time constant of the circuit. Now charge grows like this and then it is saturated. Capacitor is charged to maximum value. Now when capacitor is fully charged to maximum value, then electrostatic energy stored in the capacitor would be half Q max square divided by C. Now we have to understand discharging of capacitor. In the third step, we have to understand discharge of capacitor. After the capacitor C becomes fully charged, contacts 1 and 3 are opened and 1 and 2 are closed. 1 and 2 are closed. 1 and 3 are opened. 1 and 3 are opened. 1 and 2 are closed. Okay. Now capacitor discharges through L. Now capacitor discharges through inductor. Capacitor discharges through inductor. This circuit is complete. So capacitor discharges through inductor L. Now discharging takes place according to the equation Qt is equal to Q max e raised to power minus t divided by RC. This is with time capacitor gets discharged. Now current grows through inductor according to equation IT is equal to I max into 1 minus e raised to power minus t divided by L by R. And current grows like this to maximum value I max with time, where L by R is the time constant of the circuit. Now magnetic field grows in inductor to maximum value with current. Thus electrostatic energy half Q max square C is converted into electromagnetic energy half Li max square. Okay. Now fourth step. Now decay of magnetic field. We have to discuss decay of magnetic field. After reaching saturation, the magnetic field decays from maximum to zero value in inductor. Circuit being closed. It sets up an induced EMF in opposite direction and starts charging the capacitor C with opposite polarity. This charge stored is slightly less than the maximum charge stored initially because of I square R loss due to resistance R of inductor L. Because of this loss takes place in this inductor. Now magnetic energy is converted into electrostatic energy. Now fifth point, damped oscillations. Again, process repeats itself and electrostatic energy is converted into electromagnetic energy, then to electrostatic, and the circuit oscillates, generating damped oscillations, reducing in amplitude at every cycle due to I square R loss. Because of the loss, the amplitude goes on reducing at every cycle. Here amplitude is this much, here amplitude is this much, here amplitude is this much. So it is reducing with time. The sustained oscillations. 6 point. How we can have sustained oscillations, that is free oscillations. Sustained oscillations are free oscillations. In order to have sustained oscillations, either the loss be compensated by exact amounts or inductor be made resistance free. Now when R is 0, the circuit is pure LC parallel circuit without R. So oscillations are sustained and energy is conserved. So how oscillations are sustained? The oscillations of constant amplitude are available to us. The frequency of oscillation is FO equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Now let us see how the frequency is F equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC and how oscillations are sustained oscillations. Now, when 1 and 2 are closed, PD across C at any instant of time t would be, say, Vc is equal to Qt by C. Mark it as equation 1 because V is equal to Q by C. Now PD across inductor L at same instant of time would be, say, VL equal to minus L di by dt. Mark it as equation 2 because induced EMF Et is equal to minus L di by dt. We have seen in the previous chapter. At that instant of time, Vc must be equal to VL because both are connected across same points. Therefore, Qt by C is equal to minus L di by dt. Or we transfer this to this side. So Qt by C plus L di by dt is 0. Or Qt by C plus L d dt of dq by dt because I is equal to rate of flow of charge dq by dt. We replace it by dq by dt. It is equal to 0. Now it becomes second order differential equation dd. So d2qt by dt2 d2q by dt2 into L d2q by dt2 plus qt by C is equal to 0. Or we bring L this side, d2q by dt2 plus qt by LC equal to 0. Because L we have shifted here. Now d2q by dt2 plus omega square qt is 0. We replace 1 by LC by omega square, where omega square is equal to 1 by LC. Let us mark it as equation number 4. Now from here we have omega is equal to 1 by under root LC, or omega is 2 pi f. From here we have f equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC, which is the frequency of oscillation of charge. Now let us see how charge oscillates. And current oscillates in inductor, charge oscillates in capacitor. So how conversion takes place, let us see. Now equation 3 is differential equation. Equation number 3 is differential equation whose solution can be expressed as Qt is equal to A cos omega t plus B sin omega t. Let us mark it as equation 5, where A and B are constants to be determined from boundary conditions. Because the current in inductor will be equal to It is equal to dq by dt and ddt of A cos omega t plus B sin omega t. And it is equal to A minus sin omega t into omega plus B cos omega t into omega. Or It is equal to minus A omega sin omega t plus B omega cos omega t. Let us mark it as equation number 6. Now applying boundary conditions. Applying boundary conditions, that is when t is 0, then Qt will be equal to Qmax. Now substituting in equation 5, we have q max is equal to a cos 0 plus b sin 0, or q max will be equal to a. Substituting in equation 6. Substituting in equation 6, we have 0 is equal to minus a omega sin 0 plus b omega cos 0, or 0 is equal to b omega, or b equal to 0. So a is equal to q max, b is equal to 0. Substituting the values of a equal to q max and b equal to 0 in equation 5, we have qt is equal to q max cos omega t. Let us mark it as equation number 7. And in equation 6, we have it is equal to minus q max omega sin omega t, and mark it as equation 8. So when we substitute the values in equation 5, we get qt is equal to q max cos omega t, and when we substitute in equation 6, we get it equal to minus q max omega sin omega t. Now equation 7 reveals that charge oscillate as shown by the waveform and is a cosine wave. Charge oscillates with time, and equation 8 reveals that current oscillates in inductor as shown in the waveform and is inverted sine wave, because minus is there, minus q max sin omega t, it's minus and sine, so sine wave but starts on the opposite side. Okay, now hence sustained oscillations are set up in pure LC circuit once capacitor is charged, and frequency of oscillation is given by FO equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Next point, we have to understand that energy conservation in case of free oscillations. If oscillations are free, then energy in the circuit is conserved. Now, physical situation. First, consider a parallel LC circuit connected to a battery through a two-way key as shown. Okay. Electrostatic energy stored. When 1 and 3 are closed, 1 and 3 are closed, 1 and 3 are closed, circuit becomes like this. Capacitor C gets charged to its maximum value, Q max. Maximum electrostatic energy stored in capacitor C is equal to half Q max square by C. Let us mark it as equation number 1. Now, electromagnetic energy stored in inductor. The next step we have to discuss electromagnetic energy stored in inductor. After capacitor C is fully charged, 1 and 3 are opened and 1 and 2 are closed. Now 1 and 2 are closed so that capacitor can discharge through inductor. Capacitor C discharges through inductor L, where R is resistance associated with inductor. Let Qt be the charge remained in capacitor at any instant of time t, and It be the current grown, It be the current grown in inductor at that instant of time. Then electrostatic energy in capacitor would be half Q square T by C, and electromagnetic energy in inductor would be half L I square T. At that instant of time, the same instant of time, this is electrostatic energy in capacitor, this is electromagnetic energy in inductor. Now if R is absent, then oscillations are free. Oscillations and sum total of energy in capacitor and inductor must be equal to initial energy stored in capacitor. Therefore, half Q square T by C plus half Li square T is equal to half Q max square by C, and this is the initially energy stored in capacitor. Let us mark it as equation number 2. Now, energy conservation. Next part, we have to talk of energy conservation. Now consider left hand side of equation 2. This is the left hand side of equation 2, half Q square T by C plus half L I square T. Let us mark it as equation number 3. Now, since we know charge is oscillating between L and C, and at any instant of time is given by Qt is equal to Q max cos omega t, and current is given by It equal to minus Q max omega sin omega t. Now substituting these values in equation 3, we have left hand side equal to 1 by 2c q max cos omega t square plus half L minus q max omega sin omega t square. On simplifying, we get half 2c 1 by 2c q max square sin cos square omega t plus half L q max square omega square sin square omega t. So it is equal to half q max square by c cos square omega t plus half q max square into 1 by into L into 1 by LC into sin square omega t. Omega square we replace by 1 by LC. Okay, where omega square is equal to 1 by LC. Now it is equal to half 2c half q max square by c cos square omega t plus half q max square into 1 by c into sin square omega t, because here L cancels and c remains here. Now we take out, now both terms involve half q max square by c cos square omega t plus half q max square by c sin square omega t. We take out half q max square by c common. Inside we get cos square omega t plus sin square omega t, and this is equal to 1. It is equal to half q max square by c, because cos square omega t plus sin square omega t is equal to 1. Therefore left hand side is equal to half q max square by c, which is the initial energy stored in capacitor before start of oscillations. So thus energy is conserved when oscillations are free, and oscillations are free only when L and C are ideal or pure. Now assignment 7.3. Question number 1. Why oscillations damp out in parallel LC circuit? Question number 2. How sustained oscillations can be generated? Question number 3. In a parallel LC circuit, show that frequency of oscillation is f equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC and charge oscillates as qt is equal to q max cos omega t. Question number 4. Show that in free oscillations of an LC parallel circuit, the sum of energy stored in capacitor and inductor is constant in time if R of inductor is absent. So this is all about LC oscillations, and you should learn it well. And here we finish with AC theory as well. So good luck to you, and thank you for showing patience and watching videos. Thank you so much.